So if everyone could take out a pen and a paper and wave it in the camera or type pen. So I know that you are, if you're doing it on your phone, if you're doing it on a computer, just type pen in the chat. And then we will get started on taking action today, a little relational outreach that we're going to do. Awesome. See, Jeannie's ready. See the fleet's ready. Awesome. See a lot of people commenting that they're in chat. James just put up his pen. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We are ready to go. We are at 50% of y'all ready to go. So let's rock and roll. So think of way back in the beginning of this, we talked about that spectrum of engagement and how people fall along different places. They might be supporters, they might be supporters with a plan, they might be undecided. I want you to think of people in your life and write down the names of 3 of those people. It doesn't matter where they are in their spectrum, just write down the names of 3 people in your life who you want to reach out to, making sure that they're making sure they're registered to vote. Maybe seeing if they have a vote plan. Just think of 3 people in your life. They might be friends, coworkers, people you went to elementary school with, high school with. Write those on that piece of paper in front of you. And once you write down those 3 names, throw those 3 names in the chat. Awesome. So Gabrielle, Bridget, Nelson. Ryan, 3 people in the chat. So Michael, Sam, and awesome. So many people that we are going to reach out to. Seeing y'all write down those 3 names. Next to those 3 names, now that you have written them down and you've thrown them in the chat, next to those names, I would like you to write how you're going to reach out to them. Remember, the best part about relational organizing is you know how to best reach your people. So if it's Instagram, if it's texting, if it's a phone call, if it's an email, write that down next to that person's name. And then in the chat, write down how you are going to reach out to those 3 people. Is it going to be text, email? Is it going to be a Facebook Messenger, call, text? Write that down in the chat, and then we will get going. Awesome. Looks like Lisa's going to text all of them. Looks like Fleet's going to text, email, text. Oh, looks like Jennifer's going to call them. That is great. One of the most effective ways to break through and actually have conversations with people is to pick up that phone and call them. Looks like Julia's going to do that too. That is so great. With these ways that we're reaching out to our people, I would also just recommend to make it a individual outreach in this time of like coronavirus. And as we're like talking to people, that one-on-one contact where you're really like just checking in with the person, seeing how they're doing, and having like a one-on-one conversation is going to be significantly more effective than texting out in a group chat, a thread email, or something like that. So this is so great to see how y'all are going to reach out. I also did some rough math while you guys were writing this all out. If we each reach out to those 3 people today, we're going to have reached out to about 250 people. So that is so exciting. Now I know what you're thinking. You have the names, you have the how you're going to reach out to them, and you're probably thinking, wait, what is the conversation going to look like? What's the script? What are my talking points? As I alluded to earlier, the best part of relational organizing, or at least for me, what I think is the best part of relational organizing is that there is no script. You are reaching out to your people where they are at, and you are having a conversation just like you normally would. So have that conversation, ask how their fantasy football team is doing, ask how their family's doing, have those conversations about how their dinner was last night, or if they're watching football right now, how the games are going, have that conversation, and then transition over to the election. They might have posted something on Facebook, posted something on Twitter, or realistically in today's day and age, they're probably going to bring up politics at some point, especially with only 15 days till election day. So once you have transitioned the conversation over to politics, ask them if they have a plan to vote. Ask them who they're voting for, and make sure that they have a plan on how they're going to turn the ballot. A plan is not just saying asking them, "Hey, do you have a plan?" It is actually like working through. Um, and thinking through the conversation that you're having with them. Are they going to go on the way to or on the way from work? Are they going to drop off their ballot? Are they going to mail it in? Actually, thinking through the process really encourages the people to actually take action. And that's so, so, so important. If anyone has any voting questions while you're reaching out to them, while you're having that conversation with them, we have a great website that you can plug them into that has all of the voting answers you could possibly want. It is iwillvote.com. And that has for all 50 states, because I don't expect y'all to be experts in voting laws for all 50 states. This has all of the information they could possibly need. After you have that conversation with them where you've identified that they're voting for Biden, that they have a plan, they're going to go on their way to work, they're going to stop off at the polling location near them and turn in their ballot there. Then you want to ask them if they're going to would like to volunteer. Asking them to come to the next event that you're coming to is a great way to kind of lead off that conversation, but seeing if they want to get plugged in and really kind of leaning into that. So I will also throw the events link in the chat again. But that is the conversation that we will have. So we have our list of 3 people. We have how we're going to reach out to them. We know what we're going to say. Now, I want you to pick up your phone or however you're going to reach out to those people. And I want you to reach out to your first person. Once you have reached out to your first person, just type done in the chat. If it was a text message, if it was a call, or if you start having the conversation with a person, let us know how that conversation is going. But let's start reaching out to those people, reach out to that first person on your list. And I'm going to mute myself so I'm not awkwardly in the background. Looks like Nelson reached out real quick. Shayla did as well. Looks like Bob and Alexis are on the phone right now. Once you have those conversations, just write done in the chat. And some of y'all, it looks like you're talking. Looks like James and Terry are talking. After you have that conversation, let us know how it goes. But keep reaching out to your people. We're going to do this for about 5 minutes. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Looks like y'all are reaching out to your people. So much outreach. It is so exciting seeing how this outreach is going. Remember, if there are any questions about voting or anything like that, you can send your people to iwillvote.com. Awesome. We're going to take about 2 more minutes. So reach out to your first person and second person. Keep reaching out to your people, and throw in the chat when you have done another action for outreach. It's like Barry has a plan, intends to vote. That is wonderful. Awesome. Waiting for a response. Oh, Natalie had 3 people who had already mailed in their absentee ballots. That is so great. So great. Oh, and Gabrielle's already a little bit ahead of us about using the Vote Joe app. We're going to dig into that in just a second. Awesome. So many responses, so much action, so much excitement. You guys are doing a great job. Let's wrap up that last conversation we're having because we need to figure out how we're going to report that and walk through the Vojo app. So take about a minute to wrap up that last conversation. And we will get going on how to report all this outreach you're doing. Um, as we're waiting for people to wrap up their calls, I want you all to pat yourselves on the back. You guys did a wonderful job reaching out to those 3 people. As I said, if we reach out to all of those people, we will have reached out to 250 plus people. That is so exciting. So, and thank you all for sharing out in the chat how those conversations are going. It is so exciting to see people who are excited and plugged in. That is good. So as you guys are coming back, we've reached out to our people. Maybe they haven't responded yet. Maybe that they have responded, but we've reached out to our people. And now we want to let the campaign know. So think of this like filling out a test or filling out a report or anything like that, where if you just think of the answers in your head, the rest of the team isn't necessarily going to know. You want to actually write down what the outreach that you did is, and we do that using the Vote Joe app. If you've ever knocked on doors or made phone calls before, you usually had like a little packet where you'd fill out whether the person was supporting Biden, or if they wanted to volunteer. We're going to do that in this digital space using the Vote Joe app. And it's really important to keep track of your conversations and report them in the Vote Joe app. So the campaign knows that, hey, Katie has already reached out to this person. We don't need to reach out to them. And they know that you have reached out to your people, so you can get plugged in, and they can get taken care of. We know that you reached out to your people, so we don't need to. So for reporting your conversations, there are three kind of steps. The first step is take action. The second step is find the voter. And the third step is fill out the report. If you could, everyone, please take out your phone and open the Vote Joe app. Once you have done that, type vote into the chat so I know that we are ready, or you can just wave your phone across the screen, either way. But make sure that people are ready to go with the Vote Joe app. So open the Vote Joe app. See Katie has it open. Gabrielle has it open. Awesome. Seeing people in the chat are opening it up now. Awesome. So we have the Vote Joe app open. We are on the home page. We're going to take that first step. We are in the upper right hand corner. We're going to click Take Action, and then we're going to click With Someone New. So take action with someone new. That is the first step. If I could get a thumbs up in the cameras, if I so I can see if you guys are all on the same page with me. Yes, awesome. So we have taken that first step. We have taken action. We're always going to select take action and with someone new. Now we are going to find the voter. This first report we're going to fill out is going to be for ourselves. So put your first name, your legal first name, your legal last name. For age range, select all, and then put your state in, and then click search the voter file. You'll then see a page with a list of all the people who share your name that live in your state. You're going to find yourself on your list and you're going to choose yourself. So I would put Trevor, Pfeiffer, age range, I'd put all. For state, I'd put Colorado. Then I'd click search the voter file. I am actually unique because I am the only Trevor Pfeiffer in Colorado. So I would select myself. And then we go on to the last step, which is fill out the report. So once you select yourself, you'll see a list of all the elections that you have voted in. At the bottom of the page, you're going to click continue to report and say, tell us more about your name. And you're going to let us know, do you support Biden and do you have a voting plan? So select that option, support Biden, lean Biden, and then select your plan to kind of go out and vote. You guys would select support Biden because you're all here, you're all excited, you are all volunteering. So select that and then click send to campaign. The great thing about this app and filling out a report on this app is that only the information on that tell us more about page goes to the campaign. So we only know that this registered voter, the information that's on the screen, supports Biden and has a voting plan. That's the only information we get. There we don't get any phone numbers, we don't get any email addresses, just what is on this report page. So we're going to take about 2 minutes to report the conversations that you had on the page. And I see some people, it looks like Fleet cannot find someone. If you cannot find anyone, make sure that you are using their legal names. And then if you still can't find that person, below the find the voter on that step, you can click add someone new and you can fill the report back. Great point, Bridget. If you are still waiting to hear back from your people, that's the great part about relational organizing is you can do it any time. So wait to hear back from the person and then fill out the report at your leisure. The app is always with you. As you guys are filling out those reports, throw in the chat how many reports you have filled out so far. Take about 2 minutes to do this and then move on to our wrap up. Yeah, so we are taking time now to fill out reports in the app. And then once we filled out those reports, we're sharing in the chat how many people we have filled out reports for. It looks like Karen has done 20 in the last week. It looks like Gabrielle has done 2 so far. Katie has done 6. Awesome, awesome. Bob has done 1 to test it out. Awesome, filling out the report for ourselves. That is great. So you can fill out that report at any time. That is the great thing about the VoteJoe app. We are now going to move on to our recap and evaluation.